The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel as written to us by Mark. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come. It is like a man traveling abroad. He leaves home and places his servants in charge, each with his own work, and orders the gatekeeper to be on the watch. You watch, therefore. You do not know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether in the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or in the morning. May he not come suddenly and find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to all, watch." This is good news from the Lord. I'm afraid that we probably hear this gospel as if it's a threat, like the coming of the Lord is going to get us or trap us. In fact, the point is exactly the opposite. When is the moment when the Lord comes? In fact, what the text is saying is every moment, all the time. In the evening, at midnight, at cockcrow, in the morning. The presence, brothers and sisters, of God is infinite, everywhere, always, and forever. You cannot not be in the presence of God. There's no other place to be. The only change is always on your side. God is present, but we're not present to the presence. And you could say that all spiritual teaching, and this is not oversimplified, is simply teaching you how to be present to the moment. At midnight, in the morning, at cockcrow, or in the evening. When you're present, you will experience the presence. But here's the problem, is we're almost always somewhere else. Living in the past or worrying about the future. The mind can only do two things. It can reprocess the past over and over and over and over again. This makes you an obsessive compulsive person, which most people are, really. They just keep thinking the same thoughts over and over again. Or you worry about the future over and over and over again. If you watch your mind, it doesn't think many original thoughts. You just keep thinking the same problematic way that your mind loves to create. If we don't find a way out of this, you can go to all the church services you want, and you're not going to be present to the presence. You're not going to experience the eternal advent, the eternal coming of God. I had a wonderful week, as I hope you did, for Thanksgiving. I was invited by the monks at Snowmass, Colorado, to spend the holiday with them. You might not know of this community. It's a Cistercian or Trappist monastery right in the middle of Colorado. I drove up in a big snowstorm on Tuesday, but fortunately got there. And they put me up in one of their little beautiful hermitages that looks down over the mountain valley and the monastery during the time I was there. And, of course, in a hermitage, there's no television, there's no iPad, there's no iPhone, there's no computer, there's no radio, there's just you and the trees. And I took Venus, my dog, along. She was chasing rabbits. But there was nothing but the natural. It was so easy there to be present to the presence, to watch the snow fall and to give God glory for it. Everything became an occasion for joy, for satisfaction. Brothers and sisters, I don't think we know what an unnatural world we live in. No one has ever had the obstacles that we have. We carry our obstacles in our pockets now. Our iPhones and iPads and any excuse to be somewhere else than right here. Right here is never enough. Right here, right now, can never make us happy. We've got to fill it with useless conversation. And let's be honest, most of our conversation is about nothing. Nothing. Nothing that matters, nothing that lasts, nothing that's real. It's over and over and over, and pretty soon we've frittered away 20 years of our life, the only life that you have. Brothers and sisters, you have to find a way to experience your experiences, or otherwise you're just on cruise control, and you go through your whole life and you don't know what's happening. That the divine energy of God is flowing through each one of you. And it has nothing to do with you being perfect, because you're not and you never will be. And for a wonderful reason, that's what God loves. The imperfection and the ordinariness of the human life. That's you and that's me. Advent is not these 4 weeks before Christmas, although it is. Advent is always. The coming will happen whenever you are here. Did you ever notice that the words now here, if you put them together, it spells nowhere. And when you're now here, it always feels like nowhere. It feels like nothing. And we're rushing to the next moment as if it's going to be better. And it isn't. Because if you don't taste this moment, you won't taste next moment either. Or next year, or next month. Brothers and sisters, God invites you to live fully the only life that you'll ever have. And the way you live it is not by living in the past or in the future, but living right now.